I'm fairly certain that by now you've heard quite a bit about the Callaway Paradym lineup. We've watched the world's best players put it to use and win with it. But I don't know about you, but I'm not one of the world's best players, and chances are you might not be either. So is there anything in this Paradym lineup that can help my game and yours? That's the question we're going to explore in the moments ahead. Hi friends, Bill Hobson here. Thanks for joining us inside the MGL and FORE Golfers Network World Headquarters. We're going to leave these studios behind momentarily and relocate to the Larry Hamilton Golf Studios in Rochester Hills, Michigan, where my longtime friend from Callaway Golf, Brian Minbiole, is standing by to take us through a fitting session for the Paradym driver, and along the way he will share some of those insights and unique technological advances that make the Paradym so very popular. I want to give you a little heads up. The lighting in that studio is not great. It's really optimized not for video, but for the TrackMan technology to do its thing. So it'll be a little bit darker, but you'll get the point as we take a look at the Paradym. Well, this is one of the most enjoyable times I have really every golf season. I get to connect with my friend Brian Minbiole from Callaway Golf. And Brian, I am holding in my hands what, from a visual standpoint, is one of the most stunning drivers I've seen in all of our years working together with Callaway. So while I take a few swings before we start to really dial me in, I've never yet tried the Paradym. It seems to be doing fairly well on a professional circuit. So why don't you talk to us about this while I hit a few?
The beauty of Paradym is it's taking everything that we know about the use of carbon fiber and applying it in the best possible manner. Carbon fiber, as you know, is a great weight savings device, and when applied properly in a large part of the golf club, gives us the opportunity to use discretionary weight, put it where it's most beneficial to us, and give us the opportunity to control look, sound, and feel. So for the first time in our history, there's a 360-degree carbon chassis. So the guts of this golf club is triaxial carbon and forged carbon in the middle of the golf club, which gives us a great opportunity to then use the ends of the golf club, be it the face as well as the back of the golf club, to optimize performance.
Well, as you know, having worked with me for a lot of years, as I get older, I seem to be getting a little slower. I'm trying to address that in my own, fitness programs and things like that, but I sure do have an appreciation for technology that comes along that can somewhat make up for the slowing down of my body.
Absolutely.
How does the Paradym help me with that?
Well, there's a couple of things that with the golf club, with the use of the weighting, we have consistently addressed aerodynamics, and you've seen what I would consider an evolution in the shaping of the golf club. Here, the best opportunity we've got is to maximize your ball speed across every possible part of the face of the golf club, and make sure with our best technologies using artificial intelligence, which gives us that, despite wherever you hit it on the face of the golf
Which was
club,
not very square on that one.
yeah, we can make sure that you're getting the greatest amount of launch capacity, controlling spin rate, not losing ball speed as we go off toe and heel. So the ability to give the designers discretionary weight for design freedom makes Paradym very unique. There's 3 different heads in there, kind of based on your spin and launch profiles, the forgiveness profile. The standard Paradym is going to fit the bulk of the audience. That sliding weight in the back of the golf club is back into kind of fine-tuned shot shape.
Yeah. Now for me, that one felt pretty good. Let's see if it
solid
indicates that. If I could get that club speed up a little bit, I'd be pretty happy, but that's been the story of my life.
Right.
So a few swings in to my Paradym career, what are you seeing and what do you think we should be adjusting, if anything, to this driver?
So we can make some tweaks. So the beauty here is we're seeing something where if you're swinging here between 95 and 97 miles an hour, getting 142, 143 ball speed, your efficiency is solid. So here, we're launching it at 16, which you've consistently been a good high launcher of the club. which has given us our carry in and around that 240 range. Your peak height at 109. Spin rate, that might be something that we could dial in and kind of take your spin rate down a little bit because you are launching it higher. You do, even though you make fun of your own flexibility, you swing up at the driver well, which is aiding some of that launch. So things that we could do, potentially take the loft of the driver down a little bit, potentially move that weight in to the heel a little bit to see if we can give ourselves something that launches a little flatter, that might kind of take away a little bit of that drop fade and give you something more online.
Well, I have to remind myself that as much as my head would like to be 25 years old, I'm 55 years old. So I know that the numbers are not hideous, but for a lot of people in our audience, they're like, I can't believe, look how short he is, look how slow he is. I get it. But when the technology comes along to help out, I'm really a big fan. This thing feels incredible.
It's so solid. Some of the things, and again, you and I have had this long relationship where you know I'm inherently cynical in nature.
Yeah.
And things that would make me nervous when they introduced this golf club to me is there's a lot of carbon in there. Is this thing going to sound thwacky? Is it going to sound like a fungo bat?
Yeah.
And you can hear from the acoustics that that is not the case.
Not at all.
Then you get a large piece of metal, and we'll go through the cutaways with you. There's a lot of metal in the front of this golf club with the titanium face, the AI face, the jailbreak device. Some things that get very metallic. Is it going to sound like a trash can falling down a flight of stairs? Is it going to be too piercing in its ringing? So the acoustics here, I think, are exceptional. It has jumped ahead of what my expectations were based on the fact that it's coming off Rogue ST, which was the best-selling driver in the world last year. And we decided not to do a 2.0 version. We decided to do something very dramatically different. And this is, Paradym is exactly what it suggests, in that this is a significant shift in how we design golf clubs. So there's nothing truly evolutionary about this. This is pretty revolutionary to have a carbon body to utilize our AI design with titanium in the face and take jailbreak to an entirely new level, to bring back, for example, in the standard Paradym, the ability to adjust that weight in the back and give you about 15 yards of shot shaping freedom, to have 3 different heads that all have a formulaic foundation in Paradym, but I can take care of the ROMs of the world, the high-speed guys who have a tendency to hook the ball and overspin it, to give a Paradym X, which is a super game improvement head, but not look like it's tremendously offset or bulbous or hook-shaped, to the point where a very good player, again, just hit it for the first time. I had to convince him that that's the one that he should try. And all of a sudden, for a guy who needed more launch and more spin, he achieved that and hit it rocket straight. So to have 3 heads for me to work with as a club fitter is great. Tour validation is wonderful, but that's gravy in my opinion. But the fact that the best players in the world are doing well with it brings it to light for an awful lot of people to inquire about it.
Thank you again for a little introduction. Again, we're not pretending like this is the be-all and end-all description and all the specs. This is the teaser, so to speak. This Paradym is phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see this thing in the real grass, warm weather part of our year. And once again, Callaway knows what they're doing, and so does Brian Minbiole. Thanks, bud.
Appreciate the opportunity.